So it's streaming now. I need to change the stream info.
Okay.
Interviewing. Okay. Just gotta make sure I spell your name right. Kuran.
Yeah.
Aurora. And then we are doing a there we go. VR. Done.
Correct.
Good. And now I'm going to I'm waiting for my Discord notification to go off because that lets everyone know that I'm live.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Let's see. Twitch. HTTPS :/ Twitch TV. We are live interviewing Kuran. Roar. Right, And then I'm going to copy and go to Twitter and post it there. Feel free to promote it too if you want. That way you get some of your guys.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, well, we already got a viewer in here. All right, so let me get out of AFK mode, and then I'm going to mark my notification as red, and we're going to switch to the live scene. Wrong display. VR chat. There we go. Yay! We are live.
Yay!
Now I am. Do you have a Twitch?
Fighting.
Do you have a Twitch?
Yes, but I don't use it to live stream. I only use it to watch YouTubers or other streamers.
Oh, okay. Well, I was going to give you a shout out, but I'll put your link somewhere. Actually, why don't I tell my bot to? Yeah, I'll tell my bot to promote you throughout the stream.
Right.
So let's do stream elements. There we go. Twitch, and I'll just link your Twitter to the bot, so that way it every 10 minutes it will show your Twitter.
Okay. Wow, that's just. I didn't know that was possible.
Yeah. If it takes some patience to learn it, but after a while, if you take the time to learn bot programming or bot setup, you can have some pretty good promotion throughout your streams.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay.
All right, so I'm going to.
Something else I need to learn.
All right, so I'm going to add new timer. Timer name.
Mm-hmm.
Kuran. And online interview. Well, we're gonna do 5 minutes, and we're gonna do every five chat lines. Check out Kuran Aurora on Twitter at https://twitter.com/Kuran Aurora. Let me just make sure that that the link is right. I don't want it sending them to another Kuran Aurora. Because you never know.
Yeah. That would be very sad.
No, that's the right one. Let me just copy and paste it. All right. Cool. So now every 5 minutes, the bot will show your Twitter in the chat.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. But anyways, without further ado, we're going to get started. So welcome everybody to the most scuffed beginning of the FPVR podcast, the show where you control the narrative and we control the flow. I am joined by Kuran Aurora for this episode. And without further ado, we're going to get started. Now, I am going to pull up my Twitter on my phone, so that way I can look at some of the questions that were asked.
I just did the same thing.
Yeah. And if you have not asked any questions on Twitter, you can always ask them live on Twitch. Just put them in the chat and we'll eventually get to them. Just please be nice, because where this is mostly a chat type of podcast interview. So if we go off on a tangent, we'll roll with the tangent.
Great.
Yeah. And let's see here. I'm looking for the first time I said we were. Actually, I think it might be on my. It might be on my profile. It's easier to find on my profile. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, so Irving asked on Twitter, would you ever consider collabing with newer VTubers?
Yeah, sure. as myself, I am new. So I would definitely collab with the newer VTubers. Even if I had like I don't know like 1 million followers, I would still support new VTubers.
Cool.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Because like me, I have a saying. I live by a code where we're all we're all in it for each other. The
Mhm.
VTuber community is
Yeah.
supposed to be a community where you're in it for each other. You're not in it for yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, sure,
Mhm.
you got to do stuff for yourself, so that way you can thrive in it. But
Mhm.
it can't always be for yourself. You got to give back,
Yeah. Exactly.
because
I
otherwise,
recently posted it.
go ahead.
Sorry. uh, yeah, I recently posted a tweet on my Twitter too, like that VTubing is for the fun and not for all the followers that you gain.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I would like to do this as a career.
Mhm.
Granted, it's a
Who doesn't?
very hard to reach dream, but you work hard enough, you can do
Yeah.
it. But because one, I like to have more freedom in what I do,
Mhm. Yeah.
which is also why I'm into game design, because um, I'm actually going to be starting college this fall for studying game design. And the reason why I
Oh,
want to
that's
go
cool.
into game design is because when it comes to game design or just making your own thing in general, this is all you.
Mhm.
You're in control of what
Yeah.
happens. I mean,
Mhm.
that's also why since high school I've been very passionate about story writing.
I did story writing myself as well when I was younger. I was trying to write my own book, but it's still not finished. It's still somewhere on
Yeah,
my
book
computer.
writing, book writing, let me tell you, is very difficult because
Yeah.
because of the amount of words that you need in order for it to even classify as a novel.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
mean, granted,
It's still fun.
yeah, granted, like books like the Magic Treehouse series,
Mhm.
those
Yeah.
are each of those books are on average 20,000 words,
Mhm.
which is half of a novel. So if you want a full
Mhm.
novel, you need it to be 40,000 words or more. 50
Yeah. I
if
think that.
you want to have good breathing room.
Yeah. Mhm.
And that's currently my goal right now is to get it past 40,000 words, which I'm at 20,000 on one of my projects, which means if I were to release it now, it would
Okay.
be half of a novel. But
Mhm.
at the same time, if I were to release it as it is, it wouldn't really make sense,
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
especially with what I'm doing with it, because it's supposed to be a cultural, religious fiction. It's based off of Japanese culture.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, it's supposed to take place shortly after World War II. Like
Oh.
it's when Japan's economy is slowly building back up or thriving again.
Mhm.
Because when I started doing some research or started building up the story, I wanted it to take place shortly after a bubonic plague outbreak, and so I did some
Yeah.
research. The most recent major outbreak was in World War II because
Oh.
Japanese did germ warfare, and they released a bunch of bubonic plague fleas on Shanghai,
Mhm.
and this was also during the um, This was also during the rape of China, because which is some say is arguably worse than the Holocaust, but we just don't have the evidence for that because there were no pictures taken over on that side of the war.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, that sounds all pretty interesting.
Yeah, and some of the Japanese pilots ended up getting infected and brought the disease home. So that's what made the outbreak really bad.
Yeah, that sounds really cool.
Yeah, but like,
We should make a movie of that.
I know, right? But no, I wouldn't go as far as to say it would be a movie because it would take too long. Because what I've written, it would be way too long of a movie. Maybe a series, but I don't think I would like to make a movie series out of that.
Yeah, or maybe just a series in general.
Yeah, but like you mentioned that you were trying to write a story. What's the story that you're trying to write?
Oh, sure. I was thinking 12 or 13 years old then. So it's really long ago, like 8 years ago or something.
Okay.
I was back then really into vampires, like Twilight and stuff. And I discovered back then also my first anime called Vampire Knight. It was also about vampires, and that was just a whole vampire period for me. So my book was also about vampires.
See, one of my favorite comedians, they pointed out that one man's To Kill a Mockingbird is another man's Twilight Saga. It's when it comes to art, he was mainly doing that to insult the Twilight fans, but he was also trying to deliver a point saying that art is a very complicated topic because you never know who is going to be interested in what. And
that is.
When it comes to, like, for example, if I were the biggest point is if I were to say I've written a book but no one reads it, is it still considered art?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because
I would think so.
Because one would think that if the art has not been witnessed, it really isn't art because no one will know it exists.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get really philosophical about this stuff. This is that's actually the whole point of this podcast, is to get philosophical about your artistic dreams. Yeah, so anyways, while we got more and more people, like we're still waiting on people to come in, go ahead and ask you some questions. So why Kuran Aurora? How did you get your name?
Okay. So Kuran comes from Vampire Knight. He was one of the main characters, Kaname Kuran. I really liked his character, so I took his family name.
Okay.
And Aurora is from The Sleeping Beauty. Her first name was Aurora, and I really like The Sleeping Beauty.
All right.
It's one of my favorite fairy tales, so I adopted that too. And then you have Kuran Aurora.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's not really big thinking about my name. I just put two names together that I really like.
Yeah.
I know it's not the easiest name to speak out or anything.
It doesn't really have to be. I mean, yeah, I admit your name doesn't really roll off the tongue very well. Like, if I were to try to say it 3 times fast, I would really bite my tongue, which is why I'm not going to try it. But at the same time, you got to make sure that your name is unique. Because, for example,
Yeah.
Markiplier, he himself thinks that his name is stupid because of the reason behind his name. Because when he originally started out, he wanted to do sketch or art skits, but he would do all voice acting. So it would be Mark
Cool.
multiplying himself, which is why it's called Markiplier.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he said that on a Tonight talk show, on a late night talk show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's made he made quite a few appearances in 2019 on talk shows, and yeah,
pretty interesting.
On almost every one of them, he was asked, "Why do you call yourself Markiplier?" And he gave the same answer. It was because he wanted to multiply himself through by voice acting multiple characters.
Yeah.
And now he's just now he is sort of doing that because of Heist with Markiplier. He multiplied himself by playing multiple characters.
Great.
Yeah.
I learned something like that today.
Let's see here.
Didn't know that.
Yeah. So again, those who are watching, go ahead and those who are watching and you have a question, go ahead and ask it. Just please keep it professional and no politics. Just no politics. we are.
It's maybe a great thing to say.
Yeah, because when it comes to me in politics, yeah, I have an open mind. I always keep an open mind about opinions.
Yeah.
I will never shoot down an opinion, but I know how uptight other people can be. So which is why I'm very afraid to bring up politics on my channel.
Yeah. Yeah, because you have always people that are not on the same level that you are.
Yeah, and also, especially here in the United States, politics is what is the common thing that tears families apart.
Yeah, I've seen that on the news. That's like
Yeah.
When there is like a new selection for a president or anything, that seems like a war to us.
Yeah, it does. It does sound like a war, but with words.
Yeah, exactly.
Skitters, I will bonk you. I swear. He goes. He immediately says, "Sorry to bring up politics, but what the hell is cheese?"
Oh wow.
I swear, Skinners, I will bonk you one of these days.
Oh.
Yeah. So I did see on Twitter that you're in Belgium.
Yes, that's right.
So
I'm from Belgium.
So I'm in the United States. Like, right now it's morning for me. It's 11 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And I know it's for you. It's almost 9:30. Or no, 8:30.
Yeah.
8:30. So,
Yeah.
like, what's it like over there in Belgium?
Right now we have a really hot weather.
as to be
It's
expected
very
because it's
sunny all
summertime.
day long. Yeah, but right now, in this week, it only started to get really warm and everything. Because before that, it was it was cold and it was raining.
Yeah,
Not so good. Yeah, it's Belgium. We always say it's Belgium because in Belgium we don't really have summer weather to say, like 30 degrees. Oh, yeah,
I've
in
heard
Belgium.
that. We, I've heard that from people who do airsoft over there because
Mm-hmm.
airsofts, or when it comes to airsoft, I think Belgium has the world's biggest airsoft playground. Um,
Oh, okay. Didn't know
and
that.
yeah, and anytime you ask people who play or do airsoft over there, they always go,
Mm-hmm.
"Yeah, it's hardly ever sunny over here."
Yeah, that's true.
It's very
We,
similar.
we we can really be happy if it's warm here.
Yeah,
Mostly it's like raining or
it's very similar
sometimes I
to
wish to
where
be in the south.
it's very similar to where I live. I live near Seattle, Washington State. So
Oh, okay, yeah.
so yeah, we always people always go, "Oh, you're in Seattle, so which means it rains all the time." But let me tell you,
Mm-hmm.
every time we see someone walking on the sidewalk with an umbrella, you can immediately spot them
Mm-hmm.
out as a tourist because they tourists immediately assume that it always rains here. No,
Mm-hmm.
that's not true. We word it differently. Washington State is a state where it never stays dry.
Yeah.
If it gets dry, it's gonna rain soon. I mean, the longest we've ever gone without rain was over 100 days,
Oh, wow.
and that was a very,
Yeah.
very bad year for us, especially for our farmers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah.
Yeah, but also, um, Washington State is the weirdest when it comes to climate because half of the state
Mm-hmm.
you get a monsoon season just without the floods, and
Mm-hmm.
the other half of the state is a desert.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, because if you were to go, because there's Cascade Mountains that split the state in half. So if you were to go to the other
Mm-hmm.
side of the mountains, that's when you hit the desert.
Pretty funny to think about.
Yeah, yeah. People often forget that cities like Spokane exist, and Spokane is part of the desert, the Idaho
Mm-hmm.
desert. Okay, I'm waiting for stuff to. There we go. And yeah, so now what? So I showed you, or I told you about VR chat like at the beginning of the week, and I see you already became
Mm-hmm.
a user. Uh, so were
Yeah.
you? Yeah. So I assume you've been hanging out in VR chat for a while now.
No, I actually started this morning, and I followed some tutorials on YouTube how to import my Viroid character, but that went totally wrong. So then I found out on VR chat that you could make a character of of that self. So I did that and that worked. So
Yeah.
that's what you see now. Because otherwise I would be here in my official character. Because this is not how I really look like. To say it.
Okay.
Um, And then I explored some worlds to get to know how to move and what I all can do. And I found some really cool places, like the shrine in Japan.
Yeah,
I found an anime room. It's really cool what you all can do in here.
yeah. See, VR chat seems to be a great medicine nowadays. Because for me, I've made so many friends here in VR chat. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and this is also why I wanted to host a podcast or talk show in VR chat, because
Mm-hmm.
while I'm in VR chat, like, see, right now it feels like I'm talking to you face to face,
Yeah, it really does.
even though you're literally on the other side of the world.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but yeah, it's still, I still find it let's see, I still can't wrap my head around the fact that we're on the other side of the world,
Uh,
because
yeah.
one, you the I'm going to ask this just to get better knowledge. So Belgium has does Belgium have their own language?
Yes, we have three official languages.
Okay,
We have French, Dutch, and German.
all right,
Because Belgium didn't exist. We only exist for like maybe 200, 300 years maybe.
yeah,
So we were. So Germany gave a part to us, French gave a part to us, and the Netherlands gave a part to us. So that became then Belgium, and then we kind of we Belgians say that we kind of split Belgium into the Dutch selection to say it, and on the bottom of Belgium the French selection, and then you have like nog a tiny corner in the French selection where the German language is spoken,
yeah,
and I am on the top.
yeah. Because the reason
I
why I
speak
ask,
Dutch.
yeah, because you speak Dutch. Okay, but like, see, the reason why I ask is because um uh for me, when talking to you, I wouldn't expect you to be. I wouldn't even look at you as a person on the other side of the world
Mm-hmm.
because of how well you're speaking English right now. So that's why I find VR chat so mind-boggling, because you could be talking to somebody and
Mm-hmm.
you wouldn't expect them to be from another country.
No,
Uh,
no, you really wouldn't. You would like think if you were from the VR world.
yeah, but now it's to the point where, okay, when is the mind blow? Where is the mind? When is the mind going to explode?
Mm-hmm.
So let's see here. We have been going at it for 30 minutes. All right. So let's see here. Now, so Skinner's, Daniel, if you're still in here, go ahead and just throw questions. Let's see here. And by the way, um, your viewers, like, what parts of the world do most of your viewers come from?
Well, mostly they are from America, and
Okay.
then maybe 2/3 of it is from America, and then maybe 1/3 is from Europe itself. Then maybe I don't know, like 4 or 5% is from Asia.
Hmm.
So yeah, mostly all from America.
Yeah. See, it's the same for me. Like, most are either from the United States. I have
Mm-hmm.
one or two from South America, um, and I have quite a few in Europe.
Yeah.
One of them. and I actually became friends with. Especially after what I did at the beginning of the year. Him and I had
Mm-hmm.
a Positive Mind. If you haven't heard of him, he's a German streamer. Um, he he did a charity stream, I think, in March, and
Mm-hmm.
um, what I did was I made a bet with him. I said if he could make the
Okay.
equivalent of 500 US dollars in his charity stream, I would personally
Mm-hmm.
donate $500 to another charity. And sure enough, he did that, and I followed through with it the following Friday. I spent,
Wow.
I yeah, I did, or yeah, I threw away more than half of my paycheck just
Oh,
to
wow.
just to follow through with my bet. Let's see here. Skinner's asked, "Have you ever been to the States?"
No, no.
No.
My wish is to go to New York or Washington. You know, like the touristic spots. I think.
Yeah.
LA. Yeah.
So
Um.
your relatives have, but you haven't.
No, no, no. My whole family haven't.
Oh, okay.
But I really want to go well one day to the
Yeah.
United States.
Yeah. See, once.
But I.
Go ahead. Go ahead. This is about you.
Uh,
I need to
um.
learn to I need to learn to shut my mouth so that way you can speak.
Yeah, but I asked my family well in the past like can we go to the United States on a vacation? But yeah, they were like for us is it really expensive to go to America? Also, if you want to go to America or Asia like China or Japan or Korea, I mean it's really expensive. So yeah,
It can
we didn't
be,
have the chance yet, but
yeah,
if I have the
because
chance, I would really go.
our currency, yeah, is very different, and
Mhm.
also it's very hard to even be allowed to come into the United States in general,
Mhm.
uh, the legal way, anyways, and especially now with COVID. But when it comes to but when it comes to tourist attractions, yeah, go for it because it's totally worth seeing some of the sites that we have. Like
Mhm. Yeah.
for Seattle, we got the Space Needle, which was built for the World Fair in the 1960s.
Mhm.
And it still stands, but yeah, it's no longer made out of wood. We renovated it
Yeah.
to be
Okay.
out of other materials. I mean, I think now if you go
Mhm.
up there, you'll be walking on glass, reinforced
Oh,
glass.
cool.
Yeah, and yeah, I've always wanted to explore the world as well. I haven't left.
Mhm.
I haven't left the country at all in my life. I mean,
Mm.
maybe I may have crossed the border into Canada like for a split second
Mhm.
for
Yeah.
like a route I was taking, but that's the only time I may have left the country in technical terms, but
Mhm.
I wouldn't count that as leaving the country.
Yeah.
Um,
That's just like when we say we go to the Netherlands, but that's just like cross the border. So it's not like really that you go and
yeah,
explore. It's just yeah.
but like I have left my state because I've been to Hawaii, the Big Island. I've been to um, California for Disneyland. Been to Oregon a few times.
I really want to go there too.
Yeah, and I've uh, and I've also been to New Mexico for a trek
Okay.
through the Rocky Mountains. Beautiful country there. And then there's Montana, which is
Okay.
more
Yeah.
mountains. Which is more mountains. But
What I
yeah,
really want to do in America, because here is it's really small, but I hear that it there is like mega big, and that is Comic Con. I
yeah,
heard in America it's like really big, and here we just have like a small expo hall with a few stands and with people dressed as comic characters and stuff. It's not like when you see America, it's like super big.
yeah. We
And
have big
yeah.
conventions here in the United States, especially Seattle, because Seattle is very passionate. Is a very passionate
Mm-hmm.
fan base. Because heck, we no longer hold the record, but for the longest time we held the world record for the loudest stadium
Oh
noise
wow.
because we broke 300 decibels
Mm-hmm.
through just by uh, a crowd in a stadium screaming.
Yeah.
Um, that record was broken again, but by um, fans at the Super Bowl.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So we no longer hold the record, but we still are on average the loudest fans in the National Football League.
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah.
Yeah, we are very passionate about art, and
Mm-hmm.
uh, we're not necessarily toxic. We can be, but we are very passionate about letting people know that we love people. We love
Mm-hmm.
performances. And you can tell. Usually, you can spot someone who's from Seattle because
Mm-hmm.
they are very talkative. I'm very talkative, so you know I'm from Seattle.
I'm happy that you are.
Yeah,
Otherwise, your stream will be very quiet.
yeah. Oh, trust me, I do have my quiet moments because if I'm not streaming with someone, I can be very quiet
Mm-hmm.
unless I'm drunk. Then I'm very talkative.
Who isn't?
Yeah. Oh, for me, when I'm drunk, I'm usually very emotional. I get the sad drunk.
Oh, really?
I have the sad drunk face.
Oh.
Yeah, I just cry. What do you do when you're drunk?
I start laughing, laughing,
Yeah.
like all the time about the silliest things. I'm also very sleepy, so
Oh yeah.
mostly when I get home, I sleep immediately.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess I'm just a happy person when I'm drunk. I think
Well,
I talk then well a lot.
well, I think Europeans um can really hold their liquor, can really hold their drink. While we Americans,
Yeah.
yeah, we can hold our drink, just not as long. Because here we don't have that many. We have very few notable brands, alcohol brands.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
like there's Jack Daniels. That's our most notable brand here in the United States because it comes
Yeah,
from
the
Tennessee.
whiskey.
Yeah, it's whiskey. It comes from
Mhm.
Tennessee. Um, I think we got Captain Morgan as well. It's rum. I don't know if that's from the United
Mhm.
States or not because I'm not that knowledgeable in alcohol. And I know I'm going to get hate for that. Heck, the Irish would probably look at me and go, "Ha! Look at this fool." And there's that meme that goes around saying, um, "Wait a minute." Okay, that's like so. I think the Irish, then the general European population, then the United States are having this conversation, and the United States goes, "Wait a minute, we can only drink. We're only allowed to drink when we're 21. Oh yeah, we're allowed to drink at the age of 18. We're allowed to drink at the age of 16." And then Iris goes, "You fools," because you can drink whenever you want.
Yeah. Yeah, by us it is 16.
16?
And then for like soft beers and stuff is 16, and for like whiskeys and cocktails and stuff it's 8.
Oh, so you have a tier list
Yeah.
of what specific drink you're allowed to have at a certain age. Okay, that
Yeah,
I can
so at 16 it's like
go ahead. It's,
sorry.
go ahead.
So yeah, at 16 it's like beer and wine and Greek, what we call it. It's like a cherry beer. But yeah, that's the only things you can have. And then yeah, at 18 you can really start drinking like rum, whiskey, all that stuff.
Okay. See that I think I would be more agreeant on, more tolerant on, because sure, alcohol is bad for your health if used regularly, but in some cases it can be very helpful. For example, it's a very good pain reliever, and it can also give you the illusion of being warm, even though it technically makes you colder. Yeah. But like if you needed that like one extra second of feeling warm in order to be rescued from hypothermia, drink a shot of whiskey. Because even though it makes you colder in the long run, just that short moment, it only takes 1 second for between life and death.
Yeah.
And alcohol has also been used for multiple things throughout history, because like whenever someone had a major flesh wound, you would give them whiskey to numb the pain, and also you could pour the whiskey on their wound. And while yes, I do agree it should be for recreational purposes, I think it should be left alone until a certain age, because you start drinking excessively at the wrong age, your brain could have massive issues later on. For example, especially with marijuana, cannabis.
Yeah.
Because if you start smoking it under the age of 25, you can have memory loss issues.
Yeah. By us, it's legal to use drugs, but only if you have a subscription for your doctor.
Yeah.
You may use it, but otherwise it is forbidden to use it.
I also heard Belgium has some of the strictest gambling laws.
Yeah, we can only gamble from the age of 21. We
Wow.
can do sports gambling, but that's only from the age of 18, and that's only for football, tennis, like the big sports like golf or yeah,
Okay.
but like poker or roulette or anything like that. That's 21.
Yeah. Because I also heard that when it comes to casinos in Belgium, it's the easiest to
Mm-hmm.
beat. It's the easiest place to win the house or to beat the
Uh,
house.
I re- yeah, I really can't speak about it because I never been to a casino yet because I became 21 this year.
Oh,
Um,
good on you. Congrats.
yeah, thank you. uh, but yeah, it's well very strict to get in. You need to show your pass, and they take a picture of you. So if you get caught or anything, they have all your information.
Yeah, because one thing that every casino has in common is the Griffin book. So
Mm-hmm.
if you get banned from a casino, more than likely you're banned from every other casino.
Yeah,
Because
it's true.
for me, I haven't been banned yet because I've only
Mm-hmm.
been to a casino. I've only gambled twice. Um,
Mm-hmm.
the reason why I avoid casinos is because I know I would get caught doing something that that
Yeah.
casinos don't like, which is card counting.
Mm-hmm.
I know how to card count, but I have a very hard time of hiding it.
That's a luck with an unluck.
Yeah, because there because if you look, um, there's no law book that says it's illegal to card count. It's just casinos won't like it
Mm-hmm.
because they know that they can't beat you if you know how to card count.
Yeah.
Though there are ways for you to make it harder to identify yourself as a card counter. Like instead of dressing up in a nice suit, you dress up in casual clothes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's all about like just it's all about profiling.
Yeah.
So I think the big uh, Las Vegas is dealing with a scam right now that a group that has been scamming um,
Mm-hmm.
casinos, and by scamming I mean they're not card counting; they are actually cheating. I forgot which
Yeah.
card game it was, but it's one of those card games where it's the hardest game to card count.
Mm-hmm.
And so a bunch of people did experiments on this because there's this group that looked like they were somehow card counting the entire deck of this
Mm-hmm.
game because they would have I think 5 to 10 decks at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And no, they're actually not card counting. What they would do is when they ask you to cut the deck, um, they give you this red card to separate where you want to cut it. The person who cuts the deck will have this spike hidden on their sleeve with a camera.
Mm-hmm.
And so what they'll do is they'll slide it across um, across the deck, and the spike won't tear anything, so the cards will look
Mm-hmm.
normal. But the as he's doing it, the spike will like flip through the cards, and the camera will see old cards that are there,
Mm-hmm.
and then he would cut it at a certain point. He would leave the table for a moment to use the bathroom. A person in the bathroom will be waiting for them to look at the cards. Then
Mm-hmm.
they will figure out when to maximize their bets
Yeah.
to win a lot.
So what I saw here is like, um, especially by blackjack, when they do a round, they change their set of cards by another set for the
Yeah.
next round. So they change it so probably so you can count or anything.
Well, most most card tables will use multiple decks anyways, except for poker.
Mm-hmm.
Because poker, you kind of need only you kind of need to have one deck, so that way
Mm-hmm.
the odds are even. Because otherwise, it's an unfair advantage to those who are playing, and also you can't have a five of a kind in poker.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to games like blackjack, they use multiple decks anyways, so which makes card counting a little more difficult. But however, the
Mm-hmm.
methods for card counting can still be pretty easy if you know what you're doing. For me, there's the
Yeah.
high-low method, which is you take into consideration how many decks there are, and
Mm-hmm.
then you multiply that by 52. And for every face card,
Mm-hmm.
you take away one. For cards, I think 5 through 9, it's a 0, and
Mm-hmm.
all cards below 5, you plus 1. If and then you gotta consider that for every card that you see. Um,
Okay.
and if your overall um, total is positive, then you will more than likely that's the best time to double down.
Mm-hmm.
And another
Okay, that's
thing,
pretty interesting.
yeah, but another thing you can do to give yourself an advantage, just in a different way, not a tactical way, but it's like basically it's a way to get the dealer to want you to win. Instead of
Mm-hmm.
tipping them, you bet for them. Basically say, "Hey, I'm going to bet this, but I'm also going to bet this. So that way, if I win this round, you're also going to get this."
Yeah.
Because in a lot of casinos, if you tip the dealer, then the dealer gets the full amount of that tip,
Okay.
which means they will want you to win,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll do whatever it takes. So, which means it's not you that's cheating; it's them that's cheating. It's called bribery.
Good tips to know.
Yeah, but the most the biggest thing you got to know though is you just got to know when to walk away,
Mm-hmm.
because it, especially if you're on a hot streak. If you're on a hot streak, stop,
Mm-hmm.
because either one, they're gonna do something that will make you lose all your money, or two, they'll throw
Yeah.
you out. because they'll know something's up.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a guy who in Vegas who made a name for themselves by winning $15 million in the span of I think only 6 months at casinos.
Oh
And
wow.
now he is banned from every casino in the world.
Oh, wow.
Let's see here. Now we are an hour into. Oh, yeah, we are an hour into the interview. So what I'm going to do is I have a list of questions here. We're going to
Mm-hmm.
play a little game called Beth's Air Raid Questions. This is basically rapid
Okay.
fire questions, where I'm going to ask you a list of 20 questions. Your job
Okay.
is to ask, or your job is to answer these questions as clearly and quickly as possible. But just don't panic.
Okay.
All right, so um, let me move it over this way, and then I'm going to. Oh, now I'm going to also expand the. There we go. I'm making the window bigger so that way I can see it better. Okay, so I'm going to be looking up because that's where I have my Word document with the questions.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
So I'm going to wait for the timer on the stream. I'm going to wait for the stream timer to get to a calculable time, and then I'm going to start asking questions.
Okay.
And here we go. If you could talk in your sleep, what would you say?
Uh, what would I say? Flower.
Flower.
Yeah.
What
I think
what
I would
is the
say that.
yeah. What is the first thing you do when you get up in the morning?
Yeah. I go to the toilet.
All right.
To the toilet.
What is your favorite movie quote?
Everything is awesome from the Lego movie.
Yeah, that's a good one. What is your favorite joke?
Oh, how do I say that in English?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's going to be a problem.
We can go back to
I
the
really
question
don't
later
know
if you
how
want.
to say that.
We can go back to the
Yeah,
question later.
thank you.
All right. What would you do on Mars for fun? As in the planet Mars.
On Mars.
Yeah.
Okay. I would probably jumping around because you have gravity there. So I think it would be chill to be like jumping very high and just roll around.
Okay.
And yeah.
If you could get yourself anything, what would you get?
I would get a house with a big pool and uh, and a cart where I can travel with around the world.
Okay. Let's see. Where is the worst place you could get stuck?
I think in the bedroom. Yeah, in the bedroom.
All right. What would you do with your 15 minutes of fame?
I don't know actually. 15-minute game. I guess I would be looking at what the people would write about me. Is it positive or negative, and enjoying that moment.
Okay. Where would you go if you wait? Where would you go if you were invisible?
I would go everywhere and probably go and travel and visit places. And maybe like going to places like Area 51, places where you cannot enter, like seeing what's really behind the scenes.
All right. What is your favorite flavor of Birdie Bots? Or what is your favorite flavor of Birdie Bots every flavored beans? It's jelly beans.
Or what?
It's jelly beans.
Oh, jelly beans. Okay. Strawberry milkshake.
All right. What is the one thing you own you wish you didn't?
Let me see. Oh, that I wish I didn't. I bought once a dress, but when you put on that dress, the dress was like a really you could see through, and I didn't notice that. And then someone said to me, "I can see you underneath the dress," and I was like, "Oh my god!" So yeah, that's definitely the thing that I would, if I knew before, I would never bought it.
All right. Describe your describe the perfect kiss in 3 words.
Soft, lovable, and I guess a little bit wet.
All right. What is your biggest addiction?
Twitter. Definitely Twitter.
Twitter?
Because I want to keep, yeah, I want to keep it up. So
Yeah.
I'm mostly all the time on that.
Do you have a song that reminds you of a relationship? If so, what song?
No, I haven't.
All right. How many books have you read so far this year?
None.
All right. When you dance, what? Oh, okay. Fill in the blank. When I dance,
Okay.
I look like.
Not as girly.
Okay. Who have you met that you wish you hadn't?
I guess I haven't met anybody yet that I wish that I had.
All right. If you were famous, what would you be famous for?
My VTubing.
Good answer. What is the worst job you could have?
I guess cleaning out the sewers and stuff.
All right. What is your favorite TV channel?
Channel. It was called MTV. I don't know if that exists in America, but it was
It
like
does. It does.
okay. And you know.
Yeah. All right. And then back to the what is your favorite joke?
Okay. Oh, I really don't know how to say that in English. Um. I'm just going to tell what it's about because I only
Okay,
can
go ahead.
translate it. So there is a boy that's name is Jantje, and he goes with his grandmother on a walk, and he finds a stick of paper, and he picks it up, and his grandmother says, "No, you need to leave the dirt on the street. You cannot pick that up." And then they walk like further, and Jantje finds a coin, and he picks that up. And his grandmother is, "You cannot pick things up from the street because it's dirty." And then his grandmother fell on the floor, and he
Oh
asks
no.
Jantje to pick her up, and he was like, "No, sorry, I cannot pick things up from the floor." So yeah, that was basically the point of the joke, but I really can't translate it well.
Okay, but yeah, that's a good one though. um, so yeah, you did that in about 8.5 minutes. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's bad. Now I wish my English was better.
I think you're pretty good with
Because
your
we,
English.
we yeah, because we don't get English at school. Well, in like the 2 last years of high school, but that's it. For the
Oh yeah,
rest, it's all like from shows or movies that we pick it up with or games.
yeah. For here in the United States, learning another language is not a requirement, which sucks.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
I really wanted to learn Japanese, but my school
Mhm.
screwed me over,
Yeah.
and I wasn't able to
Same.
take any foreign language classes.
Mhm. Here in Belgium, we are forced to our school system that from the age of 10 that we need to learn French because French is our second language.
Yeah,
And that is a language that we get till the end of our school year, except for college or university. That's then an option. And German we get from the last 3 years of high school, or yeah,
yeah.
what do you call it? I
So
graduated last year, and I know nothing anymore from French or German.
hmm. So hap- happy little hedgehog. Hey Hedgie, welcome. Do you have a question for Kuran?
I
So
answer anything.
yep, keep it professional. You can ask anything. Yes. Yeah. Usually I keep the interviews no longer than 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So and also especially since for you, 2 hours would be 10 o'clock your time.
Yeah.
It would be pretty late, so I don't want to keep you up too late.
Yeah.
Um, oh, why'd you bonk me for? What? What did I
Maybe
do?
because of the cheese.
I don't think he would be able to see that chat though. That chat message. All right. Let's see here. So what? Oh, you don't have any you don't have any questions. That's okay, Hedgie. If you come up with something during the interview or while we're talking, go ahead and just lay it out. We'll get to it. So, what got you into VTubing?
Oh, okay. Well, I discovered VTubing or VTubers in January this year.
Yeah.
So not that long ago. The first VTuber I watched was Inna from Hololive VN.
Okay.
She was doing a game stream, I think. And then I discovered the rest of Hololive VN. I think Kiara and Kali, and then I came like really into the VTubing. I was like, how do they do that? Like streaming in anime characters. And I was like searching everything up, and I was like, I want to do this too. So yeah, that's basically the thing that got me into it.
Okay.
I found it so amazing to see how they were doing it, that I decided, yeah, to join.
Yeah. That's basically the same how I started. Just I was like, yeah, I want to stream, but I don't want to show my face.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
then I discovered VTubing at the beginning of the year. I was like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
I could do that. It's just going to be very difficult to get started. I'm still waiting on.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting on my avatar to be made. I commissioned
Mm-hmm.
somebody. And they started.
It's very expensive as well.
It is, but remember, these are most of the people that you go to.
Mm-hmm.
They're putting their own time and effort into this.
Mm-hmm.
They don't necessarily make a living off of it. This is just for them to get some extra change.
Yeah, definitely.
And so I'd say it's worth it because they
in the end,
because they are putting their own time into this, their own free time into this.
Mm-hmm.
Which is also why I encourage people to, well, one, don't be an a-hole, and just for the love of God, give credit to the artist.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't say you made it, because then that's an a-hole move. And those who do that,
and also you get really not respected for that.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah, those who do that don't deserve to be on social media.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Yeah. Like so what because see, what I've been doing is I've commissioned 2 people so far. I have one person working on my avatar, and I have another person working on my emotes. I literally I asked her to work on my emotes yesterday, and she literally last night she sends me the sketching of it. She's like, "You've sketched it already." So I'm definitely giving her a tip. I'm not gonna say how big it is though.
Yeah.
And I don't know if she's watching, because she's also one of my viewers. But yeah, because what I wanted to do is do ravens, because I always refer to my audience as feathered friends.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty nice. I was actually surprised when I saw you. When I saw you first as Miku, I was like, "Oh, Miku!"
Yeah, this is
so cute.
This is my most professional avatar I have, until I can have my own avatar in here. Because right now,
the first 2.
Yeah. Because right now, the person who's working on my avatar is doing it 2D. Which I prefer 2D because I've tried 3D. I don't like 3D.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, me neither.
Yeah, the only reason I would use 3D is for VR chat, which I'll have someone do. I'll hire someone to do that later. I'll wait until I debut my avatar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I see we have another viewer in the chat. Go ahead and show yourself. Ask any questions or give us a topic. Because right now we're basically at the point where we just talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll
For
still
me
ask you.
is
Yeah, I'll still ask you a few questions though. Go ahead. What were you gonna say? Oh.
for me is almost everything ready. I have my background music already.
Yeah.
That's done by a friend of mine, so that was really nice for that person to do. I first started with a 3D character because I was like, yeah, because 2D was too expensive. So
Yeah.
I'm going to start first with a 3D, and if that works, then I'm going to a 2D character. And so I commissioned for 3D, and I designed the character myself for the hair colors and how the hair should look like and how the clothes should be. But like the design itself of the how to move and really it's done by an artist itself. Because mine was just a sketch how it should look like, but really how it look like now is totally the artist
Yeah.
work.
For me, the more and more I thought about my character, it was basically a knockoff of John Constantine from the DC universe.
Mm-hmm.
So basically the guy who uses magic to perform exorcisms,
Mm-hmm.
but my character, instead of magic, he's a psychic.
Yeah.
So yeah, my characters, because I'm not sure. Actually, now that I bring this up, let me ask you this: Do you have a
Mm-hmm.
backstory for your character?
Yes, I have. I have.
Go ahead. And,
But I
oh,
um
you don't want to reveal it yet?
uh no. I keep it for the debut in August.
Oh, okay.
So I gave all hints here and there, but like the real story is for my debut.
All right. No problem. That's cool though. Yeah. Yeah. See, for me, my character is he's a psychic who hunts demons
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
or spirits that are causing trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically all there is to it about my character. Um, yeah,
Oh,
I
that's
have.
pretty interesting.
Yeah, yeah, I am actually that. Feth is how I. So how I got the name for my streamer
Mm-hmm.
for my streamer name is Feth is the name of the main protagonist in my first book attempt,
Oh, cool.
and
Pretty nice.
so now I actually am using my book as his backstory, as my character's backstory.
It's really cool.
Yeah, I'm not done with the book yet, and it's also going to be a trilogy, so
Mm-hmm.
there's that.
Ooh, exciting.
Yeah, I'm like halfway through the first book, so
Mm-hmm.
because right now I'm at a point where I need to figure out how to. I'm at a point in the hero's journey where he's met his arch enemy or arch enemies,
Yeah.
and now he needs to come up with a plan,
Mm-hmm.
a game plan, because he's also still learning his psychic
Interesting.
abilities.
Mm-hmm.
So right now he's basically using his own personal skills as just a regular person.
Yeah.
And then I gotta figure out the downfall of the hero.
Pretty cool. Yeah. Do you plan to debut as well, or have you already debuted?
No, I haven't debuted yet. I use a temporary model.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, for VR chat I use Miku because Miku is sort of how I got into anime.
Okay. Yeah.
And for my regular streams, it's just my crude attempt at making a 3D model through Vroid Studios.
I've tried working with Vroid, but I find it such a difficult program to work with. So
Yeah.
I thought, it was better to commission, and the commissions for Vroid are not that expensive. So yeah, why not?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll once I think after my debut, that's when I'll commission someone to do a 3D model for me. Because then I'll have a better reference of what I want my character to look like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see here. So now instead of asking questions, we're gonna just talk about regular stuff. That way, we show people just who you are in general. As far it gives people a better understanding of you and if you were just in a regular conversation. Talk about movies. So go ahead and just maybe pick a movie. We'll talk about that.
Well, there's a big discussion going on. Maybe we can do that. About that there is a new Harry Potter movie coming.
Oh yeah,
The Cursed
I heard
Child.
about that.
Yeah, and I'm like, is it now coming out or not? Because you see so many videos on YouTube, like 21, 22, and you're like, is it now coming or not?
I know, because J.K. Rowling, she so when she wrote the books, there's 7 books, but she continued the story afterwards to expand the lore of Harry Potter.
Yeah.
And I appreciate expanding lore. I appreciate lore expansion on the Harry Potter universe, but don't continue the story. Leave it where it's at. I loved. Granted, I think the ending of the 7th book pissed me off, but it was still a great way to end the story, nonetheless.
Yeah.
Because you have Harry's children getting ready to go to school.
Yeah.
And they get off on the train, and for those who haven't read the book, I'm not going to spoil it. But yeah, basically it's because the ending for the book versus the ending for the movie are 2 very different things.
Oh, okay. I only saw the movies till now.
Yeah.
I never read the books.
You need to read the ending for Deathly Hallows for the novel, because it's very different and it pissed a lot of people off. Though a lot of people don't really know which version is better though, the book or the movie
Mm-hmm.
ending. Some say it's the movie
Yeah.
ending is better because it just leaves a better open interpretation. The book,
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion, doesn't leave too much of an interpretation.
Yeah.
It's like, what scenario?
Mm-hmm. I also want to watch one day the musical. They did a musical around part 8. Yeah, 8. You cannot call it 8. Maybe Harry Potter and the Cursed Child 1 again.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I really don't get how. Yeah, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but in the musical, Harmony is a brown character, while in the movies she is a white character, and that was like really flipping me off. Like, why is she now brown in the theaters if she was white in the movies?
Um, I think it's just the person who auditioned did better.
Yeah, because I saw a YouTube video about it, and there was a YouTuber that totally yeah, looked it up and did some research about it, and it was never described by J.K. Rowling that Hermione had a color, so it could be brown or
Yeah,
white.
yeah. The Harry Potter had to be white. There's no question about that
Mm-hmm.
because J.K. Rowling made him
Mm-hmm.
out to be white. But most of the other characters, it didn't matter what the color of the skin were, as long as their
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
physical features, uh, their athletic features fit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, like for Hermione, she could have been black in the movies if
Yeah.
someone else
Sure.
did
Yeah.
better. If someone else did better,
Mm-hmm.
but no, when because everyone who participated in or who casted in the Harry Potter films, they all auditioned for that.
Mm-hmm.
And if you made the
Yeah.
audition, that was going to be a almost a 10-year contract that you would be signing.
Mm-hmm.
Which means if you were to do this, then guess what? You're stuck with this franchise until the franchise is over.
Yep.
Like
What
Daniel
is your
Radcliffe.
favorite?
Go ahead.
No, no, no. You can finish
All right.
your
So
sentence.
yeah, for example, Daniel Radcliffe, he totally did not expect to be given the role. He thought he did terrible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but he did what I saw was that he also didn't do auditions. He was actually the son of someone who worked on the set, and they didn't found the perfect Harry, and they asked his son if he wanted to do audition, and that's how he got the part
Yeah,
of Harry.
yeah. He wasn't expecting to be given a career in acting,
Yeah, yeah,
especially at the age of 11.
yeah.
But yeah. So go ahead and say what you were gonna say earlier.
I was just going to ask what your favorite movie is.
Uh, for me, I'd have to say um, the Half Blood Prince because
Harry
it
Potter.
yeah because I'd say that part of the hero's journey is Harry's downfall because
Mm-hmm.
now he's officially lost every parental figure.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because first he loses his mom and dad
Mm-hmm.
when he was an infant. Then in his 5th year, he loses his godfather. And
Yeah.
now the following year, he has lost his basically his spirit dad, man, the
Mm-hmm.
man that he wished he could have been. He wished who could have been his father.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But and also it sets up, like, it when you look at the sequel, the Deathly Hollows, it shows that it tricks you into thinking that Snape was actually a villain
Yeah.
when it's actually a part of a master plan.
Yeah, it is. Always
Because
thought from the first movie also that Snape was a villain. But then
yeah,
when you get the reveal, it's like what?
yeah, he he
And
he
then
was
you feel
he was
sorry for
actually
him.
no, yeah, he was actually. It turns out the whole time he was Harry's guardian.
Yeah. It was
And
really a good plot twist of her.
yeah, and of course he was the jealous one though, because um,
Mm-hmm.
he was the first one to fall in love with Harry's mother,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and he was bullied by Harry's father. So he sort of had a love-hate relationship with Harry,
Yeah.
because he didn't resent Harry, he resented his father. But the only
Mm-hmm.
reason why he resented Harry at all was because he looked so much like his father.
Mm-hmm.
So every time he looked at Harry, it reminded him of his past,
Yeah.
which I could totally understand that.
Yeah.
And all that was revealed in Order of the Phoenix,
Mm-hmm.
the fifth book or movie.
Mm-hmm. I think my favorite is still the first one, with the chess game and the troll in the
Yeah,
bedroom. Yeah, in the girls' room. That was I guess my favorite.
I'm gonna tell you though, the games were awful, except for the Prisoner of Azkaban game. That was good
Yeah.
because it gave you so much. The puzzles were fun. The and you played through more than one perspective other than just Harry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um, sure, there are a bunch of levels that were excruciatingly difficult, but
Mm-hmm.
um, basically the games, the Harry Potter video games, they they basically didn't have the charm of the movies because it was more fighting than anything.
Mm-hmm.
While in the Prisoner of Azkaban game, it was as if you were actually in Hogwarts. You actually felt like you were a
Yeah.
student instead of just fighting room to room throughout the school.
Mm-hmm. I guess the only game that I played of Harry Potter was, I guess, back on my PlayStation 2, and there was Harry Potter and the Global of Fire, thinking that it was called. It's like a blue flame, I guess, with the
Yeah,
tournaments, the movie with the tournaments.
yeah.
I guess that was that.
Well,
But I don't remember how the game was. I just remember that I had that game.
I played that on the DS. It was okay. I'm not sure if I
Mm-hmm.
liked it though, especially the final. the final chapter when you fight Voldemort, because
Yeah.
he was invincible. It doesn't matter what you threw at him. The only way you could beat him was through a stylus minigame where you actually do a duel.
Mm-hmm.
And the duel it's very hard to win against, because even if you block it, even if you manage to block his attacks, you do take some damage still.
Mm-hmm.
And also, he's just a damage sponge.
Yeah.
And there's only one spell you can use that will damage him.
Mm-hmm.
It's just dumb. Let's see here. Okay, so we are an hour and 45 minutes into this. So now this is the part where I ask you, do you have questions for me?
Okay.
You can ask me anything.
Okay.
This is the part where I give the interviewee the opportunity to become the interviewer. Because
Okay.
you can ask me why I do this, or we'll just give you a better understanding of what I do. This is
Okay.
not for them or me, it's for you.
Okay. What was the reason that you started the podcast?
So it started when a friend of mine, my friend and I wanted to do a podcast together, but his work schedule changed, so and I wanted to continue the to podcast. Our original idea was, okay, we will be the first people to have we will be the first people to have a podcast in VR chat. That was our main goal, which it's already accomplished. Now it's just a matter of getting it off the ground. But my idea was to let the audience control the narrative. And then because I was doing it on my own, I was like, it's no fun being the only one on the podcast.
Yeah.
So I decided to do interviews. And the point of my interviews is to promote small artists. And those who already have a decent following, the people that are following the artist can gain a better understanding of that artist. So if any one of your fans come looking at the VOD or listening to this on Spotify later, they will have a better understanding of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's basically a win-win thing, because it supports you as an artist, and it also supports me because it gets people that don't know me to see who I am. While while that happens, it gives future interviewees a bigger audience to be exposed to when I interview them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my main strategy, is give myself a bigger following so I can help give others a bigger following. So yeah, it's basically I have to do it for my benefit in order to benefit others. But my main goal is to benefit others.
Okay. If you stream games, which games would you stream?
Oh, so I stream games like Devil May Cry, I stream VR chat whenever I just want to talk.
Mm-hmm.
And I also sometimes I'll go with a theme for a week. Like
Mm-hmm.
I went with a horror theme. The first
Okay.
time I started to stream regularly, I did Outlast and one other game I forgot. Then I did a puzzle week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's basically it depends on my mood. But right now I'm actually going through.
Exactly.
Yeah, for me I'm right now I'm going through a Devil May Cry binge because I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to go like I wanted to do a thing where I go through the series in chronological order
Yeah.
because Devil May Cry is my favorite series.
Would you do a sing stream, like a cover or karaoke or
Oh yeah,
anything like
I love singing. Music is
that?
one
Mm-hmm.
of my passions as well. I love listening to music, especially Phil Collins, Bryan Adams,
Yeah.
some country.
Mm-hmm.
I have a very wide taste in music.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah.
Mm. Let me think. Think that's it. If not, immediately have a question.
Okay, let's see here. So we're now almost at the 2 hour mark. So do you want to give any final remarks for the viewers?
Um. Oh. Um. Well, you're always welcome to check my stuff out if you want. I'm sure if you have checked out my Twitter that there are links in there. Uh,
I'll
for the rest,
I'll give I'll put your oops. Yeah, I'll go ahead and put your Twitter in the chat since the bot seems to not be working for some reason. Yeah. So that's her Twitter. Go and check
it's
her out.
okay.
Everyone, go and check her out. She's I've seen your stuff. You're a good artist, and
Thank you.
also you're also planning on doing a talk show.
Yeah, I am. So I debuted on 28th August. And in the period after that, I planning to host a talk show with VTubers
That's
from
cool.
yeah, so well small VTubers as big VTubers. So you get to know them and they have more support.
That's
A
also
little bit like what you do.
that's also why I wanted you on here because it's like, oh, you're trying to do the same thing I do. It's like, yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely want you. I would definitely want you on here. I'm so
Yeah, I was surprised.
yeah. Uh, I was actually very excited when you said yes. It was like, oh, great. I get to support
I
someone.
was very surprised that you said that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, I was very happy that I'm very happy that I got to do my part in promoting your stuff because I think we need more people like you that are willing to go out of their way to help others get promoted.
Yeah. I think I did only 3-3 3 live streams on my channel. But I'm active already for I guess now 2 months on Twitter, and I love to support just others.
Yeah.
Only I am just new.
Yeah.
I host now a lot of networking on Twitter where I support like smaller VTubers that just started, or sometimes even big that have already 2,000 followers or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you cannot call that big, but it's a start.
Yeah. For me, because I became an affiliate only last month, and
Congratulations.
oh, thank you. But it's still very hard. Like, people think that when you become an affiliate, you've made it. No, it's still a lot of work. And
Yeah, just a start.
yeah, just by giving them that little boost, it gives them enough encouragement to just keep working at it. And I hope,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, I hope interviewing you gives you more confidence, because
Thank you.
I think because I think you're a good artist from what I've seen on your Twitter, and also you're
Thank you.
pretty down to earth person.
Thank you.
Yeah, but
it's also very nice if you do kind of things where you support others when they sometimes write you back in private chat, or just underneath your video, or tweets that they say, oh, thank you for doing this, you're helping me a lot, and stuff like that. That really makes me happy then to do that.
yeah,
And it
but
gives you really a feeling like you're doing something good for
yeah,
others as well.
yeah, and I hope to see. I really hope to see you succeed, and I hope your talk show goes well as. I hope your talk show
Thank you.
goes well. And with
Thank
that,
you.
I think we will be closing the show here. I hope everyone has enjoyed, and if you are listening to this into the future, go ahead and don't forget that this was streamed live on Twitch. You can follow me at you can find me at twitch.tv/Feth Games. That is FETH Games. And be sure to follow Kuran Aurora. That is KURAN AURORA. She is on Twitter, and yeah, please just go follow her, give her some support. And
Thank you.
we are going to go ahead and raid somebody. So let's see here. But first, let me do the raid command. Raid. There's the raid message.
Thank you a lot for having me.
Yeah, I enjoyed our conversation. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, no problem.
And let's see, who do you have any friends online that you would like me to raid, or
I don't know. I cannot see my Twitch right now.
I have a few people that know.
Yeah, sure. No, not immediately.
All right. So we're gonna raid Neeloth K. Go give him some love. Let's see here. Neeloth K. All right. There we go. So yeah, you guys have the raid message is in the chat. Go ahead and copy and paste that in his chat. And
keep them ready.
Yeah, I hope you all have enjoyed, and as always, keep flapping those wings, everybody. Bye. Bye.
Goodbye. Bye.
And